Hey my frugal friends, wagwan. Welcome and welcome back to my channel, Frugality is Alive. Thank you so much for stopping by. Please make sure you're subscribed and that you've hit that notification bell so you know when I post and you do not miss an upload. So what are we going to chat about today? Yeah, today's all chatting. There's going to be no cash stuffing, no envelopes, none of that, no binders. This is going to be us having a chat. So I've been thinking about this recently, and last year I did a list of things I wasn't gonna buy, and I really didn't buy those things. For a quick week recap, let me tell you what my list entailed last year. So last year I said I wasn't gonna buy any furniture, wasn't gonna buy any makeup, no plants, shoes, nail polish or press on nails, sweatpants or hoodies, fashion jewelry, books that are fictional or non-fictional. I didn't buy any glassware, wine glasses, anything like that. I didn't buy any bakeware, and the bonus was I was not going to buy a phone. If you want to know why I said I was going to buy these things, please head back to that video. I will try to remember to link it below so you can see my reasoning for not wanting to buy those things. I went into detail on that video. So it's 2024 now. The year of low buy, no buy. The year of no spend, low spend. That's 2024. Because guess what? We all want to achieve our goals. We all have things we want to attain. And rightfully so, we are willing to make whatever sacrifices, if we want to deem them sacrifices, that we need to make in order to get there. For me, I live a very low buy life. So I keep what I buy throughout the year quite low, and I also ensure that I'm intentional with my spending and what I decide to spend my money on. So in 2024, what will I be doing that's different? Well, some things are going to remain the same. But before I get into my list, let's talk a little bit about no buy, low buy, and how I have been able to successfully live a low buy lifestyle. So many people are doing, as I said, a no buy or a low buy year. For me, as I said, I live a low buy life. How do I do that successfully? Let's get into it. So first thing I do, and if this is something that you want to do, whether for a year, a week, a month, maybe these tips will help you. But I must say, full disclosure, full disclaimer, that this is what I do in my life. I'm not saying that you should do the same. If it helps and you think you can, or you think it'll be useful, like take what is useful to you and for you and your life. And before I get into that, I need to also say, or no buy, low buy, no spend, low spend will be different for all of us. So it will not be the same. And when you hear someone say they're going to do a no buy or a low buy or a low spend or a no spend, withhold the judgment, because you don't know what your life is like. You don't know, what their expenses are like or their finances. So they must know what works best for them and their life and their budget, their financial health, right? So for us, we support them. That's what we do. If we have useful tips that we think may help, fine, we go ahead and do so. But yeah, we just give good vibes, not judgment. So how do I attain my successful low buy lifestyle? So I'm a frugal person. I said this a million times. It's the title of my channel, like it's the name. I've said this a million times. So being frugal means I am always intentional with what I spend, how I spend, and I look at each decision as a whole by itself to spend my money. So for example, if I want to buy this globe, I see what the price of the globe is. I see how this will, add to my life. Is it just going to be another thing that's a piece of junk? Is it going to be something that is adding to our collection? Is it something that I absolutely love and enjoy looking at on a daily? It makes me happy, give me a little bit of joy. Is it something where I can gain inspiration I'm someone who wants to travel more. I look at the globe and it gives me a little bit of inspiration. It gives me, ideas of where maybe I want to travel, where I want to go. So I think about these things before making this purchase. Yes, it's something that is practiced and learned over time, and it can be a little bit like exhausting sometimes because you try not to make impulsive decisions, right? And that's all what it entails. You're trying to take out the impulse out of things, and you're trying to put in intentionality. So I go through my calendar for the year, and I see, what birthdays are coming up. You have friends, you have family. Like, we were all born on a day throughout the year, their birthdays, right? So I go through and I see, how many birthdays I have, the ones that I want to celebrate with, the ones that I can just send a message, the one that I would need to send, some money or something. And I think about that and I plan for that. I look and I see, who's getting married. Will I have to attend a wedding? Where is the wedding? Is it going to be something that's local, close by me, where I can drive to, that I can, wear what's in my closet? Is this wedding going to be something that is a destination wedding that's going to cost a lot more? Is it something that I can afford? Is it in my budget? I think about those things. And sometimes, as much as it's a wedding and I want to, be happy for everybody and I want to be there, and I am happy and I would love to be there, but if it doesn't work in my finances, I cannot make it. And so I make those decisions throughout the year. If there's a, destination wedding and I'm like, to St. Lucia or somewhere, and I'm like, dude, like, that's gonna cost me $5,000-$6,000. If it's not in my budget, it's not in my budget. I will put together a nice gift. I will send you a financial gift or something that is less than that, but it also shows my token of love, and it also shows that I am supporting the venture. And maybe, take you guys out for a dinner. That's gonna cost me $200, $300 versus like $7,000. Like, there are ways to show your support and your love for, people without having to go that extra mile and spending all that money. And yes, in some cases, you want to be there. And if you need to be there, you budget and you save for that, right? But those are things that decisions we have to make throughout the year if we are wanting to live this type of lifestyle. Because not every event you're gonna want to make it to, or have the money to make it to, or you have to prioritize, right? I also look through the year and I see everything else that's upcoming, different events like trade shows, if that's your thing, and I try to budget for certain things. There's some things that I will say, what, I'm gonna pass on this because it doesn't, like, it just won't work for me. So I'll pass. Any upcoming vacation. So there are a lot of people, when they're on a low buy or no buy, they don't take vacations. That's not for me. I have to take my vacation because that's my mental health. That's my kind of rejuvenation. That's my reward for working hard and, being a 9-to-5 worker. And I need to take my vacation. So some of those vacations, you can try to keep them low. Look for deals. Like, my vacations are always something, that's of a deal, unless it's an emergency and you gotta go, right? But for vacations you can plan for, look for deals. Like, we went to Cuba last year and it cost us so less. It was way less than flying to Jamaica at Christmas time. Like, and it was a whole all-inclusive, everything was included. And don't underestimate like those all-inclusive vacations, because those are where you can actually budget your money and stick to what you're budgeted, because you budget ahead, you know what it's going to cost, and you budget in extracurricular activities and those kind of things, and you stick to your budget. Whilst if you were going somewhere, I don't know, like Europe or different things where you don't have an all-inclusive, you can budget, but it's harder to stick to those budgets. Yes, you can budget and stick to it. I'm not saying you cannot. You can, but it takes a little bit more work and effort. So I'm not giving up my vacations. No, sir. No, ma'am. But I think the key is you plan ahead. And there are things that will come up that you can plan for, right? And that is when you have an abundance fund. Some people call it an emergency fund. I call it an abundance fund because I want it to always grow and I don't want any emergencies. So I call it an abundance fund. So life and death is in the tongue, and I prefer to just radiate positivity. So I call it an abundance one. So that's where that comes in. You know, you got to pull from it regardless of what type of spend or no spend or low spend you are doing. If something comes up, you got to move, you got to go, you got to spend. You need to just have something in place so you can draw upon, right? So you're not spending going into debt for these kind of stuff. The other thing I do is I look in my house. What do I have in my house? What the year looks like. This is a year that I'm planning to move from my apartment. I am in a rental apartment. If this is a year where I'm planning to move out, then I need to budget. I have to plan, because moving takes a lot of money, a lot of effort. It's mentally draining. You're going to need to plan ahead for that. It costs a lot to move. And if you're going to hire movers, that's, you know, more money, but it can also be a little bit of peace of mind. So sometimes you weigh those options and you find the best deal and you go for it, right? So, but the goal here again is you're planning ahead. If I know, okay, this year I'm not going to move, I'm keeping saving for, I'm keeping on that saving train to purchase my home or, move another year, then, I can kind of weigh that out and plan that out the best way. The other thing I do is I also look and see, will I need any new furniture? Will I need any new pots, pans? Will I need any new clothing? All these type of things. You plan that out because you want to know so you can plan ahead. Because if you need a new stove, a new dishwasher, a new couch, that's going to come with money and you're going to need to spend. So you plan ahead. The other thing, I look around my house and I look, things I don't want to buy again. When that's the same thing. You look what you want and you look what you don't want to buy. What do you have plenty of? I have a lot of shoes and I tried to sell some last year, but I think it was coming on to winter, so some of them I didn't get sold. So this year in spring, I'm going to put some back up on, different platforms to sell because I have shoes, a lot of shoes, and I want to get rid of some of them. So you look what things you do not want to buy and you do a no buy list, like one that I have coming up shortly. The other thing is unsubscribe. Opt out of those emails that's going to tempt you to spend. The ones that say, hey, we have 30% off. Hey, we have 40% off. Hey, you may want, opt right out. Unsubscribe. Don't be afraid to do that. You're trying to get rid of anything that will tempt you to go and buy. The next thing is, as I said, budget and save for all these upcoming things that you're going to have. And make sure you have some abundance funds set aside for anything that you may not be able to plan for. Like, we can't see the future. We don't know what's coming, right? So just make sure you have that money set aside because you want to be sure to have that money to spend. If any emergencies or anything come up, you can pull upon that money. So those are some of the things I think about before before when the year starts or just before, just so I can get my life in order and I know what I'm going to spend on things I want and stuff like that. So I am organized and I am intentional with, what I spend. So we did what I didn't buy in 2023. We did the list, we talked a little about 2024 and how I keep a low buy lifestyle. Let's jump into the things I'm not going to buy in 2024. Yes, there are things I am not going to buy. So I am not going to buy any fancy planners. No, ma'am. No, sir. I am always busy doing a lot of things. That's just how my brain works. I just have to keep myself busy and entertained. And sometimes I have to be doing multiple things. And I want to ensure that if I invest my money into a fancy planner, I'm going to use it. Like, there's nothing worse than purchasing something that just sits and gather dust and you never use it, or you never use it to the full potential. It's just such a waste of money. I create this planner and I sell it on Amazon. I actually created it for myself before I thought of selling it on Amazon, but I created it because it's just basic. Like, it's basic stuff, guys. And I just wanted something that was basic that I could stick to. And even sometimes, as much as this planner is basic, there are weeks when I'm like, I'm too busy to write down what I'm going to do today. I'm too busy to, I never get too busy to do my budget. That's one thing I do not get. Even if I have to scribble it on something, I never too busy to do that, because I need to ensure that every single dollar I earn has a job, and every single dollar I own is budgeted. That's something I will not get too busy to do. Sometimes I will only do that. My budget, my paycheck budget, my monthly budget. Sometimes those are the only things. Like, I'm confessing to you guys, like, I am not perfect with, tracking all my spending. I'm not perfect, and I don't spend a lot, right? That is the beauty of a low spend lifestyle. I don't spend a lot. So it shouldn't take me too long to kind of write that down. But sometimes, because I don't spend a lot, I'll go a week or 2 weeks and I don't really buy anything out of my budget. So, but I'm not perfect, and I don't want to invest my money into something that costs a lot of money and it requires a lot of my time, and I just won't invest the amount of time into it to get the return of my money that I've spent. I love to see all the fancy planners. I love to see people using it and maximize it, and some of them have tons. They're thick. I love that, and I love to see people using it. Just from me and my life, I don't think I can do it, because I know how my brain works and I know how I am. So a simple budget planner works for me. The other thing is, I'm not going to buy any clothes for work. I'm not doing it. I am not doing it. So what I did was, and I didn't even know that this had a name, but usually what I do, my husband and my sister always say I have uniforms, but it's not the uniforms, it's a capsule wardrobe. So what I do is I invest in a couple pairs of pants, could be 2, could be 4. So I have maybe a couple blue jeans pants. I probably have a black, I probably have something like a brown, or I have a different material. So it may be 2 to 5 different pairs of pants, no more than 5. And I invest in sweaters or some long sleeve tops, different based on the climate, because we live in Canada, so you have the different seasons, so you just have to make sure you dress appropriately. But some of my shirts that I would wear in the summer are cotton, or I don't know some of those materials, but I also wear those in the spring, and I also wear different times. So I invest in a certain amount of tops for spring, tops for summer, tops for winter, and some of them because winter sometimes you layer, so you don't really need anything too thick it depends on the time in winter. There are times when it's minus 30 degrees and then you have to layer up more, but I invest in something called a capsule wardrobe. So most of my clothes are interchangeable based on the season. So my jeans pants that I wear, I can wear them right throughout the year, even at winter time, because you can also put on your leggings under that, or you put on, whatever the heat thing is called, where I can't think of it now. If I think of it, I put it on the screen. You put those under your clothes and you're good to go. So my jeans, I wear all year round. And as I said, the different tops I invest in. And then you have coats, right? So I don't need a lot of things. I really don't. I invest in a couple pants that's more going out, and I have a couple blazers that's more going out, to work function, different things, and I layer that with same pants, a nice shirt, and I'm good to go. So I recently learned that is called a capsule wardrobe. Yeah, my husband and my sister call it uniforms. It's not. How rude. The next thing is, I do the same thing for vacation clothing. I have a capsule wardrobe for vacation. Now, my husband and I, we live in Canada. It's always so cold at winter time, and we're from Jamaica, so we love to go back to that kind of climate, the Caribbean. And so a lot of my clothing is suitable for that type of weather. So I have, nice vacation beach wear type thing, and I would wear those a couple of times. So if I go back to Jamaica in say January, and I go to say Cuba in June, I wear the same clothes. All I do is wash them and they're ready to go again. Why do I need to buy new clothes when it's the same weather? And I don't get it. I don't need to buy anything new if the clothes are still good, and I just need to wash them, right? And the next year, if I'm going to go to a similar vacation spot, sorry, I'm wearing my same clothes. If something get damaged or, you know, there's a special event in there somewhere, then I'll probably buy another piece of clothing. But usually my clothing is like that. If I'm going to take a vacation to somewhere else that needs a totally different type of wardrobe, of course I would need to buy additional pieces, but I try to mix it into what I already have. So I'm not spending, you know, thousands on just clothing. No way. And I do the same for shoes as well. The next thing I am not buying is I don't want any more markers or pen, guys. Like, I have so many. So stationery is a no. I recently bought a little notebook, which I showed you guys in like one of my previous videos, but that is something I usually have, a notebook to like do my rough draft of my budget, and then also to plan my YouTube content. So since the one I have now is almost finished, I just purchased another one. But like for markers and those things, I'm not gonna buy anymore. I just have too many. The other thing is jewelry. Now, this was on my list last year. It's still on my list this year. I'm not going to buy any more jewelry. No more fashion jewelry, none of those things. No, I have my gold jewelry that still works well. I don't need any jewelry. Books. Non-fiction, again, is on my list, and fiction on my list. There are some books that I really want to read, but I have said to myself, unless I read through a certain amount of the inventory I already have, I will not be buying any of them. The other thing is, I will not be buying any gifts for anyone. I will give you a gift card, but I will not be buying you stuff. I will not be buying you any stuff. I will give you a gift card if it's your birthday, if it's a wedding, it's a function, I will give you a gift card. I'm not going to be buying stuff. No, because I also don't want to add to the things that people are accumulating in their space. And I don't know what you need most dearly. I'll give you the money. You go spend on what you think you need. The next thing I'm not going to buy is, I'm not going to buy any mugs or dishes. Guys, when I migrated to Canada in 2011, my husband and I brought some of our dishes here, like our plates or cups. I still have them. I don't need any more. When we move to our home that we're going to purchase, and I probably want to switch things out, I'm going to still take these with us, and then eventually as we settle in, then I will change things out. But for right now, I don't need any more of those things. It's just the two of us, my husband and I. We can only eat out of what? We need a bowl, we need a plate, we need a cup, we need a glass. Like, we don't need a whole stacked cabinet. No. And I will not be buying any more storage for my phone. I will not be buying more storage for my phone, because guess what? It's expensive. I have an iPhone. I pay $4.51 for, I can't remember what the storage is, but then to bump it up, I can only go to 2 gig. When I checked, I could only go to 2 gig, which is like something like $16, some ridiculous amount per month. No, Apple, no way, no how. No, we're not doing that. Not this year. I may buy a new phone because my contract is coming up to be finished, and so I want to own my phone. I don't want to be paying for phone, so I will purchase a phone outright and just pay for the service, because it's way cheaper that way. Board games. I will not be buying any more games. No bingo games, no snake and ladder, no Ludo. I will not be buying it. I have a couple here, and my husband and I rarely play. We rarely use them, so I will not be buying anymore. I will also not be buying more handbags. Guys, I have tons of handbags. I don't need it. And then I realize I carry around this little crossbody all the time. Almost look like a fanny pack, but I wear it crossbody because I'm short and it works. And my husband always says, you have all these handbags and you go to this, because it's small, it's compact, it holds my wallet, it holds my necessities, and I go. And if I'm going to work, I have a backpack and I have a laptop bag, and those work. I don't need a handbag. If I have to go to a function, I have handbags that I can pull up on. I don't need to buy anymore. No. The next thing I am not going to buy is, I'm not going to sign up for any more subscriptions. If it's a subscription to support someone, channel, or something like that, then I may, do that. But I'm not going to sign up for any more Hulu and all these different things. I'm not going to do it. I have Netflix, and I think I only have Netflix. Yeah. I got rid of all the others. I only have Netflix. I don't even do Amazon Prime, because that just, Amazon Prime sitting there just waiting on you to click. Swipe that card. It's very convenient. no, I will not be doing it. When I need to purchase something from Amazon, I add it to my cart and I just let it sit there. Weeks go by, sometimes months go by, and it sits in my cart. Or if I take it out and I think I need it, I put it back until I decide to purchase. So what I did last year with my purchasing from Amazon was like, I add things to my cart as I thought I needed them, and then only quarterly I would place an order. So if something is still in my cart and I knew I still needed it, then I purchase it. If there's certain things I purchase on Amazon because when I check the price, it's just cheaper. Some of my vitamins I purchase from Amazon because it's just cheaper. So those things, I know the frequency of how I'm gonna purchase, and so I try to make those purchases. But guys, I don't have Amazon Prime. I don't want it. If I need something that's an urgent buy, they sometimes at Amazon have like 99 cents for the week, 7 days. They give you can sign up for that. Then I sign up for that. Or if I need to purchase and just wait for it to be delivered. Like, there's nothing wrong with purchasing today and it be delivered 2 days from now. I can wait, okay? So, the other thing I'm not going to buy is I'm not going to buy any more furniture. The only reason I will buy furniture is if we buy our house this year, then that's a totally different thing. But if I am still in my apartment, I will not be buying any furniture because I also love minimalism. And too much stuff gives me anxiety. So I think I have what I need. When I'm moving to my home, then that's a totally different story because I'm going to need new furniture for that, because in my apartment now I have a few IKEA type things that kind of suit the purpose. But when I purchase my home, I'm going to want to buy because I've had these furniture for a while now too, so that's a different story. But if I don't move for this year, I'm not going to buy any more furniture. I am not going to buy any more plastic storage containers. No ma'am, no sir. I invested a couple years ago in some glass storage containers, Tupperware, that really last a long time and really good quality. So if I need more, I'm gonna purchase those. I am not gonna touch the plastic stuff. And I also read up and heard that it's not good for you to put in the microwave and different things. So yeah, I'm not gonna invest in those things. And when you put them in the dishwasher, some of them are not dishwasher safe. So no, I'm not gonna do that. I'll stick to the glass. More durable and it's just better. So I think I've rambled on long enough. At this point in time, I haven't been counting how many things these are, but I know they're probably more than 10. I'm still not going to buy any nail polish or any press-on nails because I gave you that reason last year. I just figure out what I'm good at and what I need to outsource, and my nails is something I will always outsource, okay? So I'm not going to be buying any of those. I told you I'm not going to buy any shoes. I think I've covered the list. Let me know in the description section below. Sorry, in the comment section, not description section. Let me know in the comment section below what are some of the things that you will not be buying this year, or some of the things that you have too many of, or are you doing a no spend? Or you're doing a low spend? Are you doing a no buy or a low buy year? Let me know below, and let me know some of the things you are, you did to prepare for such things. Let me know. I would love to know in the comment section below. Thank you so much. And I also want to wish you all the best if you're doing a no spend, a low spend, a low spend, no spend, low buy, no buy. I want to wish you all the best, and I hope that whatever you're saving for, whatever your goals, that you definitely achieve them in abundance. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure that you like the video and that you left a $sign in the comment section below. Finally, if you have not subscribed, what are you waiting for? This is the type of content I put out, plus cash stuffing and different things. Please go ahead and subscribe below. Until next time, keep budgeting, keep frugal, and walk on. Bye.